break gives you some time to rest and recover. Is it come at a good time?
Oh, yeah, I think it has. Would have been nice to keep the momentum from the Adelaide game, but gives guys to rest up, and obviously it's a great opportunity for the boys over in Kazakhstan, and they always come back raring to go. So Toddy and Nida will come back, and Mike as well will come back raring to go. So yeah, good time, and it's not really rest time. We still practice. Practice takes it out of you more than the game sometimes. So work on some things, some individual stuff, and yeah, raring to go for the next one.
Is it better to go into these breaks off a win so you're not dwelling on a poor performance and instead sort of looking at what went right?
That's probably advantages to both, isn't it? Obviously, if you come off a loss, you're going to be sitting on the loss for 2 weeks, but you don't want to lose the momentum from the game against Adelaide. So, I guess there's positives either way.
I've seen a couple of teams make roster changes already in the past couple of days. It feels like this is the time of year to change your roster or tinker with your game plan. Have you guys been doing any tinkering with your game plan to just go through some rough edges and knock that off?
Oh, you'll have to ask JR that. I mean, this is our second practice since coming back from LA, so Monday was a fairly light one. It's an interesting time in terms of load management. How hard do you go and how early? Obviously with some time off, so that's a question for JR and load management's Josh. But yeah, we'll have another session tomorrow and then a couple of days off as well.
Does Travis do much today? Obviously, he didn't go to Kazakhstan. How's he looking in the load management point of view? Is he able to do everything he likes to do today?
I think the wrong person's at the presser. That's a question for Josh. I got no idea. No, he was running around for a bit. Yeah, and he was. Yeah, I mean, he looked fine, and yeah, he looked good. I mean, he's only 21? He'll be fine.
As captain, a couple of your players have been struggling. Brady until the weekend was one of those. Did you sit down with him at any point or put an arm around him and just tell him to stick to his game? And were you pleased to see him come good?
Mate, I was super pumped for Brady. Super happy for him. Obviously, he's had a tough stretch, and I don't think we've seen what Brady can do. I mean, we have in terms of media, haven't seen it. He does all the right things at practice. I compete against him in the same position every day. He works hard. He's a great bloke off the court, so just super happy to get the results and see the ball go through the hoop.
And how important is it for him now to, I mean, you said like you don't want to lose momentum, but I guess from him to build off the back of that Adelaide game?
Oh, incredibly important. I think Corey played well too. You want guys to be consistent as possible, so hopefully you can back it up in the next one.
Just in terms of the loading now, I mean, do you have a couple of sessions where it's actually game-like intensity? Do you bring a few extras in to kind of get that fitness under the belt, so to speak, in this time off?
Yeah, I mean, we played a lot of 5-on-5 today, so it's good to get up and down. As I said, we've still got over a week till the next game, so you don't want to go crazy, but at the same time, you've got to keep that conditioning up, and it's probably a good time to work on conditioning. So a lot of 5-on-5 today, got up and down, so it's good, and I assume tomorrow will be pretty similar.
Were you dominating maybe a 3x3 coming to fruition out there?
Oh, not quite. Oh, the refs call too much stuff. If it's 3x3, it's nice you can just wrestle.
Just with the load management, as Bob was saying that Travis opting not to head over to the Boomers because of load management, do you expect that sort of, as I guess he's gone through a lot over the last year, do you think that that's sort of a wise decision in terms of longevity of career?
We definitely got the wrong person to press that. Yeah, look, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where his body's at. As you said, he has gone through a lot. He had a very busy off-season. I was at home on the couch and he was at home in the States, playing heavy minutes and performing real well. So, yeah, it is. Yeah, you got to look at those things. But as I said, he's 21. He'll be fine.
And I suppose JR probably is someone that's able to offer great insight into that, given that he's had that relationship with the Boomers as well, and sort of guiding him through this process.
Yeah, 100%. JR's been great, and JR used to play as well, and he had an incredibly long career, incredibly talented. So I think he's got the respect, and for someone LT young coming through, I think that's a great voice to hear. He can provide a lot, JR, and I think LT's listening.
And just we're talking about momentum, such an important thing. It can be momentum with losing, momentum with winning. From your perspective, over these next couple of weeks, from what you've learned in the past, how do you continue momentum progressing in a positive way when you don't have those games?
Yeah, look, I think momentum's just another, in my book, just another way of playing the right way. I mentioned before that, I dare say even if we'd lost in Adelaide, it would have been a step in the right direction in playing the right way and playing with the energy and the intensity that's required. So, as I said, if we can work on some conditioning and keep that energy and intensity for longer periods of time, I think that'll go a long way. So, yeah, it is important, but you kind of create your own momentum as well.
It seemed like more of the players were getting a few more open looks. It was a load shared in the last game, which you managed to come away with the win. Did you feel that was just because of a matter of time and connecting with each other, or was it actually a sit-down sort of process and thinking, hey, can you open Brady up for a few more looks at the basket?
No, I look a little bit of both. I think it's no secret that we play through Bryce a lot, but I think it was probably he was shouldering a lot of the burden offensively, and playing alongside him. Often I just kind of get caught up and like to watch him, but you can't do that. Teams are too good and their defensive schemes are too good, and they kind of lock in on BC. And so it was nice to see an even load. Obviously, Brady was hitting, but so was Corey and other guys as well. So I don't think we care who scores, just as long as we come away with the win.
Are you worried at all that Brady just had a great game? The outside noise is saying finally you might get to him, or do you think he can keep going?
Oh, hopefully he can keep going. I'm not sure where his head's at. Yeah, hopefully he can keep going. I mean, as I said, he's doing all the right things in practice. Nothing's changed. Going to change in practice. He's putting the work in, and that's all you can do really. And he's, as I said, he's been great at practice, great off the court. So hopefully he continues doing what he's doing.
With your sort of leadership role, have you sort of enjoyed the challenge of maybe having a pretty new group coming in this year, and then also new coach, and it's probably been sort of a little bit unsteady, so to speak, but a new challenge for you given that stage of your career?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we probably went a decade there for same coach, same ownership, kind of business as usual with Trev. Last 3 years has certainly not been like that. 3 coaches, COVID, bit of personnel change. So yeah, it's been different. It's been a challenge, but it's still enjoyable. It's kind of enjoyable both ways. But it's nice seeing new guys too and youngsters coming up, especially like a guy like LT. He's been here a while now, and to see him develop, not only on the court but off the court, he's getting a lot more vocal. So yeah, it's been interesting.
Do you think you've had to take on more of a role, seeing that you have lost probably some guys who have had that leadership aspect?
Oh, look, I've said all along, I think we've got a deceptively experienced group. I mean, you look at Toddy, I think he played his 350th or 400th or something like that. Like it's a lot of games in the NBL. He's been around. Nordo's been around. I think everyone forgets BC's been here maybe 7 years now. So they all know the ropes, and we've got a enthusiastic young group as well. So it's a good balance, I think.
Losing 5 games in a row would have been, I guess, a unique experience for you. I don't think that would have happened in your career. What was that like to have to experience that, and how did you go about keeping the morale of the group up when things weren't going very well?
Yeah, you never want to get used to losing. I think that's important. You never want to accept it. But for me, it's if you believe you're doing the right thing and you're working hard. Perhaps we weren't consistently working hard and having the energy in the games, but off court, I think we're doing the right things. So often it's just a case of doing what you're doing, but you're just not getting the results. But in saying that, I think if we can have some consistency with our effort and intensity, I think that goes a long way. And even if you play that way and lose, you may lose, but that's fine as long as you can kind of sleep at night.
So it's a case of keeping the buy-in from the players, the belief that if you keep working hard at training, it will translate into games.
Oh, look, I don't think we ever had guys not buying in. I don't think that was an issue. I think we've got a really good group of guys who are willing to work hard and enjoy each other's company, and it's a good group. And I think for the most part at Wildcats we've had a good group, just a solid set of blokes, and I think that goes a long way.
Do you at all keep in contact with Trevor? Is he checking it all?
He checked in the other day. I forget. Actually, may have been the judiciary. He sent me a little text. But yeah, occasionally, he was back here in the off season. He's doing big things, which I'm pumped for him. He deserves it. He had a great career here. He's doing awesome things. So yeah, not always, but he sent me a text the other day.